Personally, I'm quite fond of the idea behind Toniebox. It's a screen-free way for your child to be able to control what they want to listen to, whether it's music or stories. I want to share with you things I like about it and a couple things that I wish they could improve on. First off, let's start with age recommendation. Tonies recommends this for ages 3 and up due to some of the Tonies, which are these individual characters that could contain small parts. I introduced this to my son at about 2.5 and haven't found any issue with the small parts. Most of the Tonies I've seen seem to be a single unit without any parts that can break off easily. Only exception is the Lion King figure over here, which the base looks like it can come off if there's quite a bit of abuse shown to it. Each child's behavior varies, so this is going to be a judgment call based on your child. My son doesn't put random objects in his mouth, so I felt fairly confident in letting him use the Toniebox and the Tonies. As with anything we introduce to our children, we want to make sure it lasts, as these little audio players aren't cheap. The box itself has a soft padding all around it, which makes me think that it'll survive being dropped. Initially, I was worried that the Toniebox would be a little bit too heavy or big for my son to handle, but his small hands are able to handle it perfectly fine and he hasn't had any issues. Since this is designed for children ages 3 and up, it should be easy for children to understand how to use them, and I'm happy to report it is quite simple and my son caught on really quick. To turn on the unit, press one of the 2 ears. Afterwards, simply place one of the Tonies on top and the music will start playing. You can adjust the volume with the ears, the smaller one decreases volume and the larger one increases volume. Even at the louder setting, the audio coming out of it isn't crazy, so you don't have to worry about your toddler blasting the music too loud. And due to copyright laws, I'm leaning on the safe side and I'm not going to be playing any sound clips from the Toniebox in this video. If you're still worried about volume, or if you're in a public place or maybe a restaurant, there's also a headphone port that allows your child to use headphones to listen to. Tonies do make headphones, but any headphones with 3.5mm plugs will work. As for turning the unit off, it automatically turns off after 10 minutes of inactivity. There is no off button or switch, which is nice so your child doesn't accidentally turn off the player and wonder why it stopped playing music. Not a huge hassle, but if you're expecting your child to open this as a Christmas or birthday gift, I would suggest that you set up the unit ahead of time. It doesn't take long, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Just download the app from either the App Store or the Play Store and follow the instructions, and the box will be ready for your child to play with. The Toniebox does require Wi-Fi to download the songs from each Tonie. So this is why it's important to set it up ahead of time so your child doesn't get disappointed when they place the figure on top and nothing happens. Download is pretty fast and you don't need to remove the Tonie from its packaging to connect it with the box. The Toniebox comes with this round charger and the instruction says it takes about 3 hours to fully charge it, and it's supposed to have 7 hours of playback time on a full charge. I don't know if it's 7 hours, but all I know is that it seems like I never need to charge it. Many times my son will leave it playing in the background while we do other things for an hour or two and for multiple days before it occurs to me that I haven't charged it in a while and I probably should do it so it doesn't run out of battery while being used. The LED indicator on the box is very easy to understand. Solid green means it's on and working, blue means it's either downloading or connecting to Wi-Fi, orange means low battery, and red means it's an error. Something's wrong with the box. Personally, I haven't seen orange or red appear on the box yet. Seeing that the Toniebox doesn't have any other buttons besides the 2 buttons for volume control, you might be wondering if it's possible to skip a song or repeat a song. Well, they have a simple concept behind how to do this, but this is also one of the biggest pain points. Fast forward and rewind is simple enough. All you have to do is tilt the box to its left and it'll fast forward, and its right it'll rewind. And you can continuously tilt it to fast forward or rewind. The solution isn't elegant, but there's no major issues and it works. Now as for skipping a song, repeat, or go back to the previous song, it's a bit harder. The idea is that if you tap the side of the box, it'll perform one of these actions. By default, facing the speaker side, if you tap the left side, it'll skip forward. If you tap the right side, it'll go back to the beginning of the track, or if it's already at the beginning of the track, it'll go to the previous song. The idea is simple, but I found that the taps don't exactly register unless you hit it with a decent amount of force. I feel like I need to slap it pretty hard for it to register. Even then, it's a hit or miss at times. This can be frustrating for a child. I found that it works better if I place my other hand to hold the unit firmly in place before I tap the sides. And as you can see, the Tonie also does slide around when doing this. I don't think I've seen the Tonie fly off yet, but that is a concern. While the Toniebox is important, the real star of the shows are the individual Tonies. There are two types of Tonies, regular Tonies and creative Tonies. The regular Tonies like Woody, Lightning McQueen, and his dog here are preloaded with songs, stories, or even both. They have a fairly large collection of these, ranging from various Disney characters to special collaborations, and some that are even unique to the company. The track list and length of these varies. I found that most of the Disney ones are 4 songs and a story with a total runtime of 30 minutes. All the other ones vary quite a bit, like this Playtime dog here has 34 tracks and the runtime is 52 minutes. And the recent Dinosaur National Geographic one here has a runtime of 74 minutes. Then there are the creative Tonies, which are essentially blank units which you can upload your own audio files, and each one of these hold up to 90 minutes. These are the ones that piqued my interest and made me get interested in Toniebox in the first place. You have the option to upload any song you want or even audiobooks. These can be updated constantly, so any files you upload aren't permanent. You can upload files either through your computer or through the app. The tracklist can easily be adjusted to put songs or stories your child enjoys most to be played first. On the app, you have the option to record something yourself, whether it be you singing or your child singing, or even you reading a book to make your own audiobook track. Currently, I have this red one here set as a Cantonese Tonie, and I have various Cantonese children's songs on it. And I haven't uploaded anything on this Bat Costume Tonie yet, but it's reserved for Vietnamese children's songs. We're a multi-language family, and I found this to be a fun way to expose my son to more Cantonese and Vietnamese. Tonies aren't cheap. They range anywhere from $12 to $15, but I personally think they're worth it. They can be used as a figurine for your child to play with, or for the lack of a better word, a CD for your child to listen to. Most of us probably don't purchase music albums anymore, but if you think back to the price of them, they range anywhere from $10 to $20. So a Tonie going for $12 to $15 is actually a pretty fair price. Once a child's collection of Tonies start to build up, one thing you'll find is that there's no elegant way to store and carry the Toniebox and the Tonie around. There's a few third-party options on Amazon, and I ended up going with this Tote Bag option. I like that it allows my son to easily carry both the Toniebox and the Tonies. Another thing I like about this one is that you don't need to take out the Toniebox, as there are cutouts for the sounds to come out of. The only downside is that the section you put the Tonies in doesn't have any covering, so if the collection of Tonies gets too large, they could fall out. I would hate for my son to lose one of these, as they're not exactly cheap. Hopefully by the time our Tonie collection is that large, my son will be responsible enough not to lose any of them. If you're looking for additional tips and tricks on how to avoid screen time with your child, click on my video here for 5 tips on how to limit screen time. But before you click away, make sure to give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next video.